Howdy folks, my name is Dave and I'm a wood turner, and it is Twitch Tuesday again, ready to get rolling. I started this channel to become a better demonstrator, better teacher, to help turners like you, new, at all skill levels, to become better turners, and at the same time becoming a better turner myself. I love to explore I just love to explore the world of wood turning. There's so much to it, and I know that I have barely scraped the surface, but there is definitely plenty of room for all of us, right? So, cool. I've got a piece of, let's do, we don't have, didn't have video. Alright, so, got a piece of ash here. And this is a piece of crotchwood, so I've got all kinds of figure in here, and I'm gonna cut this in half. I think I'm gonna make a box out of this side. I'm not totally sure, but I'm gonna play with dies today, so this will be pretty groovy. I've done a little research, played with the little dies here and there, all that stuff. We're gonna die it. So I've got right here, let's see if that shows up. Yeah, let's try and turn this dude down too. See if we get a good overhead view here. Alright, so there was a couple cracks in this piece of lumber. When I cored it out, let it dry, so there was a crack here. I'm going to actually fill that crack. I started carving this out with my Dremel, and I said, no, screw that. I went and got my chainsaw and took that crack down, and same here on this side. So there's a crack goes through there. I may, you can't see it on the other camera, but that's alright. I may, here on the end, decide that I need to join those two cracks together on the end grain and be able to pour once. We'll see, but I'm going to part it somewhere in here, and we'll start working on just this guy. So this brass here, let's talk about this real quick. This is let me grab some. Well, I don't need to, it doesn't really matter. This is brass shavings and CA glue, and I get the brass shavings when I need to from someplace that makes keys. They always, if you catch them before they dump it out, a lot of places usually just throw it away. But if you catch them before they dump it out, they'll give you all the brass shavings, and I've got a ton. I made 2 trips, about 6 years ago. Maybe it was 5 or 6 years ago. Made 2 trips, one to a local hardware store and one to a local box store. They both made keys, and I got a ton of it and shared I shared it with the club. People took whatever. But anyway, it's just those brass shavings, and I've crushed them all in there and then used CA. I usually use a thin CA glue because it gets down into all of the cracks and stuff, and just keep packing it down in there. And then I've turned off the high spots here to start, and so I'm going to part this guy off, and we'll start working on this. I wanted to fill it. That's kind of how I got the idea for playing around with dies, is I'm going to have this brass here, and I would like to accentuate that on either side with the die patterns. So let's what do I do with it? Let's get started. I've got a parting tool down here somewhere. Let's go ahead and turn that dude off. I could probably bring this a little bit closer into the center of the screen, maybe. And please, I am actually happy to announce that I have ordered a new microphone system. Hopefully, that it will work with my setup. I have a 2011 MacBook. Hopefully it will work with my setup, and the audio will be better. So please, during this broadcast, if you would give me an idea that the audio is okay. I've noticed in a lot of my, and I've had issues since I started streaming, trying to figure out. I think I had a couple videos where there was no audio because the 3.5 millimeter jack that's in this laptop I thought was an input is actually an output, and it's meant for earbuds or headphones. So it's audio out. So that took me a time or two to figure out what was going on. So I need to, well, I have a couple of USB-C ports that I can just plug the 3.5 millimeter jacks into. And I've got a wireless mic on the way, so I'm looking forward to that. Please, please let me know if the audio is okay, or at least you can hear it. I've got the gain up a little bit. I did listen to the broadcast, the last two broadcasts, and Tuesday night was a little bit better audio than Wednesday night. So I'm not sure, but anyway, I'm looking forward to that. So hopefully they will be here. Well, they'll be here at the end of the week, I guess. So next week, hopefully, I will have them up and running. This should be plug and play, I guess. So I'm going to part this off. Let's see. Because I'm going to use this for another something. I think I'll part it off. Let's grab my skew. Oh wow, that may not. That's gonna wash it out probably not too bad. Well, yeah, it does, but you'll see the tool work happening, I guess, once I get this lump away, and you can actually see the tool rest. Let's see, I'll score some lines, I think right here. Not totally necessary, but I like to break the top fibers so that when I'm going over the parting tool, it doesn't fuzz up the ends, and that I have more wood to turn away because of that. That's kind of a drag. I will cut away the rest with a handsaw. Let me block up my drive side here so it doesn't rotate. And we'll just bring out old crosscut saw. This is some really hard ash. And it's probably time that I either make or purchase a new parting tool when I get kind of short. There we go. And I'm going to set this saw off to the side, so pardon me for a moment. Alright, let's move this guy aside. You can see the figure in here where the two branches came together. A little bit of pith maybe, or a bark inclusion, we'll find out. Alright, so I want to clean up this surface, and I want to set myself up for a hold in the chuck here. So I suppose well, let's true up the surface first, and then we'll score the line. So just going to use a simple pull cut. It's just like using a skew. I wonder if you can see this from this side. Oh, maybe. Hello. Now I just checked if that was tight, and it did not move. Now it's loose. What in the world? Alright. Let's try that again. Perhaps if I have the tailstock here, I might actually use it for a little bit of support. Alright, so I've got my anchor here on my body, here on the tool rest, bevel set. Right now I'm just rubbing the bevel on a pull cut. You want to get that bevel there and then slowly rotate the cutting edge into action. And you can take a mighty thin cut with a pull cut. You can adjust the depth of your cut. Anyway, I presented the tool to the workpiece, and I've got my anchor set, so now all I'm doing is shifting my entire body to the right. You see that the tool's orientation is not changing. I'm just scooting along with my body. Using big muscle groups instead of small ones, yeah. Alright. And I need my parting tool for a little bit. And since I'm going to use dovetail jaws, just put a little bevel in there. Alright, so now I got to figure out, like, do I want this to be a straight box shape? Once this is sanded too, it's going to look like a nice ribbon of brass. It will almost look solid. So this is going to be the lid up here somewhere. I'm going to say probably there. probably, well, I've got all kinds of room to play with, so I don't need a super thick lid unless it's going to sit right on top. Nah. So I will take it off, let's say here, and here. That way, I've got a good thickness to start with. It's going to be slightly domed and it will fit down inside with a good friction fit. That works for me. So that's that bit. Now, shape. Do I want it to be a straight-sided box, or do I want there to be a little bit of curve to it? Well, let's see what a little bit of curve to it might look like. I think a little bit of curve to it might be a better choice. And I suppose I could use a spindle gouge for this. Okay, so then let's see, how much curve do I want though? I could like leave, well, so I'm not going to do like a bunch of beads on it. Or am I? With the brass, that might look kind of cool. Now that I take a pause and think about it again. What I got to do is get the outside shape finished before I apply the dye. Because otherwise I'll wind up most likely turning that away. And I don't want to turn away the dye. That means I'll have to reapply it, and then I'll keep turning it away. That seems kind of silly. So, get the final shape done, and then prep the surface for the dye. I probably should leave this guy out. Well, I don't need to leave it out. And for those of you who may be curious and wondering, hey, can you actually turn brass? Yes, you can. These tools are much harder than the brass is. It still will mean I'll have to sharpen a little more often, but yes, you can turn brass. In fact, I watched a video on, or part of a video anyway, on Instagram. Guy had a lump of brass and turned it with regular hand, with bow gouge, and I think a spindle gouge. So yes, you can. Let's see. It's not quite. The shape that I'm after. I'm not sure what shape I'm after. I don't know if I want to turn just a regular old boring box. Oh, look, we got some I guess those are ash borer. Maybe that's the larva, little small tracks in there. So this tree had the ash borer beetle in it, I think. That's a bummer, but at least the wood is still available to turn. We haven't lost all of our ashes yet. Let's see, if I make that more that way, it would be a unique shape. Let's see. Yeah, if I can do that. I think I have an idea of forming. Right in there would be good, right? So I think I am going to put a couple of beads in here. A couple of beads right in this area. A little bit of shear scraping. I want to clean this up as much as I can with my hand tools before I have to pull out the abrasive. And hey, if I can start at a higher grit, I'm all for it. Pretty sure that can go 220, probably. Shoot, man, probably start off with 320, but I'll start off with 220 because of the brass. The brass wasn't there, I'm thinking. Alright, so I'm going to take this down a little bit, just so when I'm running this sander, I've got that gap. I don't really need to sand any of that. It's going to get turned to a smaller diameter anyway. So I may be hitting, what am I hitting? Probably that brass. Want to get below the brass so my handsaw doesn't have to cut through it. There we are. I can still take that down a bit though. So let's do that. Alright, so I actually, yep, I suspect I was hitting a crack. Sure enough. Alright, so I will be taking probably a lid from the other, well, dang it. Well, let's see if I can save this. I didn't see there's a crack pointing straight down this way, so my parting tool needed to go straight in instead of angled up. And now I am well, at least I got this guy, so I will get rid of this lid and flip this around. I have to get to the inside to hollow it out anyway. I'll finish the final shape. It's kind of a bummer. Hopefully I can save that. If not, I'll just turn or cut another one off from the other half, and we'll go from there. Gotta watch out for those hidden cracks. Alright, let's knock the big guy off. Might be able to save it alright. It is, it's ash, it's mighty hard wood. There we go. So I think maybe I won't put the saw so far away this time. And let's take a look at this guy really quick. Let's see. Oh yeah, you can see right where it caught the crack. Right where that gouge is at. I think maybe, yeah, I think it might be salvageable, so I'll throw in some wood glue later and a clamp and clamp that thing together, and maybe that'll be alright. It is ash, it probably will survive it. It's not completely broken free, so maybe a little wood glue right there would be lovely. So back to this guy. Let's see, what is this, 2 and 3? Let's go back over to here. And since we have a line already drawn, this guy, normally when I put something in a chuck, I'll mark on this chuck anyway, it's jaw 1 and jaw 4, because it has one of these little turning grommets in it, turning screws. So I know where to put the piece back in. On my other chucks, it's 1 and 2. This one is just 1 and 4. It just makes it easier to remember where to put it back in the chuck, or at least give you a good starting point, because sometimes even that is not enough. Alright, so we got a good grip there. Let's see, let's finish. You know, I don't want to finish, I want to do this. Alright, I'm going to grab probably 2 clamps and some wood glue. I'll be right back with the wood glue. Let's go back to that guy. Paranoid Squatch. Hey, what you making, Dave? Hey, dude, how's it going? A box. making a lidded box, but I caught a hidden crack in there that split well, I mean, it didn't completely split it, but it put a much larger crack in my lid, or opened that crack up rather. I can see where it got caught, and that, as the tool was pointing up to shave it down, it caught right in the right spot. You can see that gouge right there, right in the right spot as it came around into that crack. So that went right into the point of the tool, which meant that I needed to put the tool straight in at 90 degrees instead of up and bringing it down. But I'm going to throw some glue in here and clamp it together, and I think it will be okay. Nice piece of solid ash crotchwood. So I will be right back with the glue. Ha ha ha, hidden crack in the hidden box. Yeah. I don't want to use like CA glue. I would consider using an excuse me, an epoxy. But the epoxy is going to take a couple of days to cure. And this should just be 24 hours. So let's get these guys set up. I'm going to go crossways, I do believe. Probably one on each side here. Get that guy set. Come on. Get that guy set. And we will do glue up. Now I was ready to carry on and just keep working on this guy, but the sooner I glue this, the sooner it will set and I can turn the lid. So let's get some glue squirted in there. If I switch hands, there we go. Trying to force the glue down into the crack there, and then I will take this tool and really try to push it down in there, hit it with glue again, and then I'll clamp it. I want to make sure I get the glue as far down in there as I can. I'm kind of spreading the crack open a little bit with hand pressure. So, more from Paranoid Squatch. Do you use step-up drill bits for removing material inside of the box? Not normally. I don't think that's one I've even considered. I do sometimes use Forstner bits and then take out material from the very center. The biggest Forstner bit I got is 2 inches, so you know it'll get me out here, and the rest I'll just hollow with hand tools. I have larger Forstner bits, but I think that they are meant for machines that are stouter than what I have to work with, because I have a lot of trouble getting the bigger ones to work. So let's see. Little bit wider, please. I'm not trying to squeeze all of the glue out. I'm just trying to make sure it's got good positive contact. There will be some glue squeeze out, but I don't want to starve the joint of glue. So let's remove that really quick. I thought I would need some water, but maybe not. I brought it. This is an instance where a vise would be really handy. I should get started on that workbench. There we go. I think I've got it pulled together, right? Okay, groovy. I'll set this guy aside. I thought I would need to do a little bit of water cleanup, but the inside of that's got to be turned anyway, so I can just wipe away the glue instead of wetting it down. That'll get turned away. So that's okay. Alright, let me set this aside and put the glue back. There, now I'm taking care of it, and I don't have to take care of it later. That's a bonus. Won't have it hanging over my head. Okay, let's see. I was refining the shape on this guy. So just shear scraping my way across the surface. It's got to be slightly retrued anyway. Hey, since I have the tailstock, I could put that to use. But even with the shear scrape, I've got everything set, my anchor, my bevel set. I'm getting myself in a position where I can look down in that gap, and I have my feet about a shoulder's width apart, and I'm just moving on my ankles and my hips back and forth so that the orientation of the tool does not change. I keep the same sight window as I'm looking down into that space between the upper wing and the timber. Nothing about the presentation is changing. You can see that as my body moves, my elbows are tucked into my side, so I've got 3-point contact, and everything is moving together at the same time from left to right. Now, would that be, it could be right to left if the wood wanted, seemed to take the tool a little bit better going the other direction. In any case, I would just be shifting my body on my ankles and my hips so that I'm using larger muscle groups to control the tool. I still can do all little fine work with my hands, any kind of minor fine movements. So if I put 2 beads in this area, give it kind of an odd look. Odd's not what I'm after. You know, I'm going to take this the other direction and see. Yeah, it does kind of, well, I can't really tell, I guess. I think it wants to go that way better. You see the difference between this and this. This brings up more of the end grain that's in those rings right there, so it's brighter. But I'm going to wind up sending this anyway, so I might as well get the surface that I need. Okay, I could put, are beads even going to work out on this guy? I don't know. This is a very low impact cut. It is a cut you can do without your tool in a handle, because you're only contacting the bottom wing, no more than half of that wing from nose to down the wing. You're going no more than half of that distance, and you can see that as you're looking down into the gap that you're in theory leaving between this upper wing and the rotating timber. It is a very safe cut. Even if I was to roll that cutting tool, the upper cutting edge into the wood, there's no chance of getting a catch. Very, very safe cut. But handle or no, my whole body's moving. Okay, that's, well, if I did it that way, then I could play around with, that might be a thing. Not, sort of kind of half-assed thinking out loud. I'm thinking if I make a cove in here, it doesn't have to be really pronounced, but if I make a cove in there, I can kind of follow it a little bit on the upper surface maybe, and that surface with this one will add more, that make the detail pop even more than just having one side. No, and it's already kind of taken that sort of shape. So let's accentuate it. And there's actually where I could put my beads. Do I want it up that high? Do I want it higher? I want it lower. Okay. I'm not stuck on beads, I guess. I just think it might be an interesting. So I'm taking really, really light cuts here with my pull cut. Pull cut, the handle is in front, is leading the cutting edge. Every single cut that you make gives you the opportunity, and those are the shavings that are coming off, gives you the opportunity to refine the surface even more. So tool control is a lovely thing to practice. The better you get at it, the better surface you'll leave behind and less work you'll have to do to clean it up. I think that'll do. There we go. Let's try this idea about beads, shall we? I think right there might be maybe one, I don't know, maybe two. And then if I take this in, shear scrape in there. Let's see, clean up this connection there, and then make a slower curve here, or do I leave the slower curve on the bottom? I think I'll leave the slower curve on the bottom. There we go. Taking my time here because I do have brass that I'm cutting through. That looks pretty cool, actually. And then I will have to to refine this curve one more time when I flop this guy around. Well, let's see what I can do now. Let's see what I can do now. How about... since I am going to hollow this guy out, let's go ahead and start a little bit, and I will... Ooh, do I want to do? I was just thinking I'll do an yeah, I'll just do an expansion hold with the tailstock. I'll flip this around, clean up that curve again. Use the box scraper for that. This guy up a little bit. The scraper has to be at less than 90 degrees where the cutting edge is making contact. That'll be enough to hold it, and a thick enough wall that I'm not going to be concerned about holding on to it at all in an expansion joint. Did I just... oh, there it is. I will put a little bit of a... little bit of an internal bevel there so that the jaws can pull right up into that. Okay, so actually, thinkity think. Yeah, we'll finish the bottom last, right? So I can still flip this guy around, clean up that curve, sand it, and I can get to the dyeing stuff. We can see how that works, how that looks, and how that works out. Go. Yeah, I think that'll be all right. Round this edge over, take it down in. In fact, I could still play around with the centering on this to give myself a beveled top where it's not flat. I could still do that. May do that, actually. I really like that kind of aesthetic. I think it's cool to you don't have a plain boring rim around your box. You get to see a little bit more of the timber and the pattern that is in it. And I think the look is pleasing. Pleasing is the word. So I'm leaving this surface right here alone because that's what's sitting on top of my jaws when I have this turned around and clamped back in again, so I don't want to cut into that. It's flat. I need it to be flat to sit on top of the jaws. And now I am at the point where I could sand all of this. So let's do that. And I'm going to start off with 220. That is a really, really nice surface. Although it is hard ash. Well, let's see what 220 does. Well, looks like it does pretty good to me. So I'll stick with 220. But now I can flip this guy around. I just needed to clean this up. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe I need to hit with 180. Let's see. Turn on a fan to blow some of this dust away. Alright, let's see what we got here. That will probably show up with a die. So I'll sand it to 320. Let's see what that does. 220, 150. Put the 320 back into the bag. Yes. And to be sure, I should be wearing a breathing filter, so I'm wearing a breathing filter now. Should have done that first. Let's see, man, I may actually take this up to 400 on the grit just because I'm dyeing it. We'll see. Alright, now the 320. So I'm looking for tool marks from the abrasive because those will show up. That looks pretty darn good at 320. Okay, that's good. Oh wow, I got a couple of couple of new players to the party. Fabi EXE02, likely harasser is restricted. The Jack official, likely harasser is restricted. RAF SVLR, likely harasser. JASOOG151, likely harasser. ALFOK, likely harasser. Wow. Hey, but they all commented on this broadcast, so that works. I'll take the comments. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. You showing up in chat, and you too, Dave. Thank you. Having somebody in chat does help the channel a lot. I wonder if all these, there's a cheap or best viewers. Cheap viewers? Like, do you pay for viewers? No. I'm not gonna do that. Thank you. Oh, wrong way, Dave. Yeah, we had expansion hold. So, back in the truck, the way it came out. Hopefully it'll still be running true. Looks like I have TC Schmo and Wiley Smiley Kylie with me right now. And that's it. Howdy, folks. How the heck are ya? Now, wait a minute. Alright, I gotta fix this. Now, I supposedly had the both of you as VIPs on my channel. And it's only showing TC Schmo as a VIP and not Wiley. Well, we'll fix that. We will get that fixed. Hey, I wonder, can I do it right now? Maybe? Maybe not. I don't know. Alright, back to sanding. Whoops. The mask thing happening. Take care of these beads. I guess I could slow it down a little bit more. A little bit more light. Oh, bummer. Alright. More 320, please. That's 400. There we go. saw I had a tool mark from the abrasive watching up here. But yeah. How does that go? This aggression will not stand, man. There we go. Different kind of abrasive I'm trying out. On some grits, just to see how well they stand up to the job. Another piece of 220, which I do or do not have right here. I do not. Turn around and grab a chunk. Nope, just one will do. That guy aside. Looks pretty good. I really find it handy and just overall generally nice that I don't absolutely have to run my compressor to use this Grex sander. That's very handy. Alright, so now I need to, well, need to blow the dust off the goggles there. Alright, so I'm going to round that edge over, and then I will start working on the inside. And what I'm going to do to start with is grab a Forstner bit and open that up with the Forstner bit. Whoa, now. Good thing I was taking like cuts on that dude. Let's see, how am I doing around the side there? That looks good. Where did you go? There you are. Brass does do a number on the breaker. Alright, now we're all set. So, I actually have Wiley Smiley Kylie. Oh, hey, it showed up. Let's see. Permit. Permit. What? Mod actions. Maybe now is not the time. No. Sorry, folks, bear with me. I should not be messing with chat right now. Oh, no, I didn't want to close that. Whoops. Hey. I've got some serious lag tonight with internet, but I did lose power earlier too when the first storms rolled in, and then since then, that helped. It did help. Since then, I've had internet issues, so hopefully everything works out all right, and hopefully more storms won't blow in and cause me to lose power again. All right, I'm going to let's do this. Grab a Forstner bit and we'll hollow this dude out. Why did that not show up? There we are. Let's take a look at both of these. Whichever one is sharper today. That one's fairly sharp. That one is not. Oh. Guess I might need a Jacob's chuck and a key. But yeah, I do. I have a 3-inch Forstner bit and I think a 4-inch Forstner bit that I picked up a few years ago, hoping to be able to use those to hollow things out a little quicker. And I think that there's a possibility that the lathe speed, this goes down to 400. I haven't tried it on the Rikon. I think maybe the lathe speed might, if I could get it down more, maybe I might be able to use those, but at 400 RPM they just kind of skitter across the surface and all that, so making a mess. But I've held on to them because who knows, I might wind up with... my fish whacker fell over. I might wind up with a lathe that I can dial down to a lower speed than what I have. Got my chat back. Page 1, permit, what? So did I lose people from chat then? I'm so confused. Alright, I need to slow the lathe down. Very strange. Very weird. Alright, glasses down. Guess this one could stand to be sharpened. So, Joe, Kyle, I was messaged by Mark that one of my pieces finally made it into gallery online at AAW. I couldn't find it myself. I was wondering if you guys had seen it by chance. It is apparently a bowl I have turned. And it could be from the, actually, it could be from the application that I put in to AAW to become a demonstrator for the Dave. Wow. I want to say convention. I don't know why I want to say convention. But the AAW gig next year, and that may be and where that came from, but I just was curious if anybody, because I couldn't find the picture myself. I thought that's cool. I'd like to see that. So I was just curious if you had seen anything like that. Don't know, will check. Symposium, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate that. So I thought that was cool. So I can go down in here. Four inches. Ooh, that's 4 1/4. Do I want to go 4 1/4? Maybe I'll go 3 3/4. 4 inches would put me down to here where the brad point's coming through. So yeah, 3 3/4 in depth. I think I've only made 1 inch so far. Oh, a little more than that. Hey. Inch and a half. I guess I could point this down while because all I'm doing is cranking the nozzle here. Come on. So 1, 2, and a half. I want to get to a whole number on my scale so it'll be easier when I move this up. Oh, I guess it doesn't really matter, to be honest. I can throw a ruler down in there. We're going to do it that way. Nope. That's not going to work either. Oh yeah, Will. Sorry. I'm like rambling in my own head here. Alright, so that is 3. And I'm running out of quill, so... But yeah, I gotta give Marv a call. So like, where did you find that, man? Because I went on to the AAW website and I couldn't find it. Alright, so that says that I'm at 3 inches. Let's double check with the actual ruler. This might help a little bit. So almost 3 inches, not quite. But I'm measuring from here, so 3 3/4. So we'll call that 3 1/8. So I've got 5/8 of an inch to go. See what that looks like depth-wise. Magic ruler says just a little bit shy of that mark, but that's okay. And then another 1/4, right? Bing, bing, bing. And I'll take it down. The less I have to have a long-handled tool dangling off the tool rest, the better. So this guy's going to need to cool down. We'll leave that in the chuck. Okay. So that tells me that I am at a 16th over. That's all right. 3 13/16 plus a 1/4 inch. Bang, bang. For the brad point, puts me right in there. And that's plenty. Okay, cool. I'm not shortchanging myself, and I'm not leaving too much wood. Alright, let's move the tailstock and the light over here out of the way. Don't need this guy. Double check my hold here. I'm pretty sure I'm at the right height here. Let's find out. Let's see, let's finish this. This feature. Hey now. Get my little shelf set for the lid. I don't guess I really thought that I'd use this as much as I do. Should probably be enough. Let's take it down a little bit more though. Just using this edge as a negative rake scraper. This edge right here. And then the opposite edge. Yeah, I think that'll do. I think that's deep enough for, you know, let me take it down just a little bit more. And we'll do the ruler trick. Make sure that my, oh yeah, couldn't get any better than that. That wall, that inside wall there, is parallel with the ways. So when I lay my ruler up in here, I'm pulling it tight against the wall. And it's really close. That says it's right on. That says, well, two spots say it's right on. So that is parallel to the ways. You could use your ruler for that. Got to be a, you know, square edges and all that, but it is a nice little handy trick to be able to use. Okay, we're done with that guy. Let's put him away. Let's slow it way down. No. Oops. Let that upper wing get contact. Got a bit of a catch there, but it's on that inside wall, so it'll clean up all right. So as I'm cutting, I'm cutting at an angle, not quite 45, but it's an angle this way, and I'm going from the inside here down further in to the outside, but further out in diameter. I am cutting downhill to the fibers. All of these fibers here, they're laid this way, are supporting my cut as I come at an angle this way. Tool rest in some more. I will wind up probably grabbing my center rest, right angle rest, so I can just get that 6 inches further in. This will be about as far as this guy's going to reach. And I'll be darned if I don't think. Well, I guess it, you know, I'm a little bit high, and that's why I'm having a little trouble here. Oh my gosh, there's even more now, more likely harassers. GC Canito VNZINRJ is a BC Cavalcal, whatever. Wow, there's quite a few that showed up since the last chat. Well, it'll bring the chat numbers up, but holy smokes, man. There's a lot of apparent spammers out there. Get all that stuff out of there. Hopefully that will be at the right heights here soon enough. Yeah, that'll work. There. It's good to know the limits of your lathe, what it can and can't do. Like, for instance, this particular setup, holding on to the tool rest post, is 2 blocks of metal on a screw that are being forced together to pinch together on this thing. It doesn't always have the best hold. Sometimes, in fact, vibration can make it come loose. but you work with the idiosyncrasies on your equipment. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Oh, I could move this guy actually. Let's do that. I really like this center tool rest. This is a nice rest. Lets me get into places I couldn't before. I know it's meant for finials and all that, but it has so much more use to me than just that. We'll say it was a very good purchase. Let's see about the rest of this guy. The bottom of it. Let's see. Shift this over a bit. Then I may bring out my box scraper. Let's see. Or rather, not my negative rake round nose scraper. There we go. I'll get it out. So all that looks fairly clean. I see I'm catching the backside of the brass there, which is all right. And my depth is now 4 inches. I could take it down a little bit more, but and I'm going to do that because I want to use the scraper in here. I'll put a fresh burr on it really quick. Good thing the tool rest over there for the grinder is already set. Okay, so this is center, and I want to come up a little bit more than that, so there we are. So that I have to raise my tool handle to get less than 90 degrees with the front, the nose of the tool, and the bottom of the box here. Oh, that looks very clean. Very cool. I am going to leave it. Actually, that's not true. I'm going to clean up just a little bit on the bottom there. Still got a decent burr. Just using a really light touch on the scraper to back my way out of there. Pulled off a bunch of shavings. Alright, I'm going to work that bottom curve just a little bit more. Time for a fresh. Well, let's see if it. Nope. I'm going to put a fresh burr on it real quick. And on top of that, I'm going to angle the tool so it catches just the burr. There's a nice clean cut. Yeah, very nice. Okay, so I am good there on the inside. I've got a really nice place for my lid and for a expansion hold to get the bottom finished off, which I am going to do right now. Key. Where to put the key? There's the key. Yeah, that looks nice in there. And you can see all the figure on both sides as it goes across. That's cool. So I don't want to force this open, so to speak. It's cool. Running pretty true. Because if there's any other hidden cracks per se, or even this guy, I don't want to split it apart. Just have enough hole to keep it in place. I'm bringing up the tailstock so that I can finish. Woo, hey, careful there, Dave. Finish the bottom off. Let's get rid of this negative brake scraper. Move stuff around again. Let's see. Move this light. There's the tailstock. I don't need this light on right now. Live center. So we're almost at the point where we can apply dye. How are we doing on time? Well, look at that. 10 o'clock. Almost. Not bad. Not bad at all. Huh. That was odd. Oh. It is because I have some sawdust down here in the quill. Saying that live center wasn't quite. There we go. Alright, so I know that I probably should have. You know what? I'm going to do that now. I need to know where my bottom is on the inside, and silly me, did not do a final measurement, so I can mark it on the outside and know where I'm at. Just a shade over 4 inches. And this is 1 and 4 right there. So at 4 inches, we are here. So I got plenty to work with. I can even reshape some of this if I want to. And let's finish this off first. I thought for sure, ow, bastard! Sorry about my language there, but I just pinched my finger in between the tool rest and the banjo because this damnable Allen screw backed out again. Ouch. Oh, bruising already. That's nice. Okay, I am at the right height. Let's tighten this guy down. There we go. Alrighty. So the tool steel handle is holding up a lot better than I thought it would. This ash, but it's still got a really keen edge. I haven't had to swap out steel yet. Okay, so if I refine this a little bit more, which I think I will, then that means this will be my new bottom. You know, I never did mark that, so let's mark this at 4 inches. Oh, I did mark it before, I just didn't make the line. There's my first mark. There's my second one. Okay. So, get rid of this tenon. And then, I think I'll adjust this just a little bit more, maybe. I think I probably will. And then it'll sit right there. I think. See where that leaves me? I'm concave, so that's good. So I'll bring this out a little bit more. Double check, still concave. Alright, now it's on to refining this a little bit more. Yeah, it's not quite where I want it. It is close though. And then we can get to the dyeing part, man. This will be kind of cool. I hope. Let's see, how do I want to do this? Do I want to be able to hold it from underneath while I do the dyeing? I think I will. So I'll make an inset here, and then where the foot actually is, I'll leave myself space for the chuck to expand. That'll work. Probably not deep enough, but we will get there. is wrong, man. I need you back. Uh-oh. Yep, that does not bode well. Just a little bit of a bevel on the inside there. You don't need a monster hold on this, dude. Because I'm going to be dying, right? Dying the whole spout. I'm not turning. I just need a place to hold it. Yeah, damn it. Well, this finally gave up the ghost. Bear with me a sec. Hopefully Jet has more of these handles available. Last time I ordered 2 of them, it took 2.5 years to get here. But that is now toast. I wish they would design these better, to be honest with you, because there's teeth on the outside of this, and then teeth pressed into a cast piece. These teeth get chewed up all the time. This handle has probably lasted me the longest at almost a year, but not quite. So over 6 years, I've gone through 7 or 8 handles. It's a little bit annoying, and but I think that one of the biggest contributors is the fact that this is a pinch hold on the tool post instead of just driving into the side of it, and so these just get chewed up. So let's see, I guess I'm going to a wrench here. Let's see, let's go to 45. And then we will adjust this guy a little bit. I think just a little bit more of a taper. sanding and we're ready to die. Try this out. This will be fun. Okay, that's slowed down to 400. I need, that's 320. I need 220. That's toast. That one is toast. That one is toast. There we are. Whoops. Want it? Need a mask. Come on. Looks pretty good. I'll hit it with 320 now. Whoops. Oh, what the heck am I doing, man? Yeah, I can turn that away now. Oh, that works. Groovy. Had them in my hot little hands, and now oh man, are you kidding me? Okay, 220 and a 320. not speed up, slow down. Alrighty. Now we get to play around with some dies a little bit. So the first thing I want to do, and that's going to show up, but oh well. First thing I want to do is hit it with some black. And then I will maybe sand it away or scrape it away. We'll see. I want it just to, that black to just collect in the features. So hopefully this will work out okay. This is my first go around at trying a, not necessarily a sunburst pattern, but you know, similar. Similar concept. So let's get rid of that guy and go right back to the overhead. And then let's get rid of this guy. I think that helps a little bit, sort of. How about this guy? Yeah, sort of. Got that light up, but I got to have one light, so we're leaving it. So I'm using alcohol dyes. These ones I got from, oh gosh, Michael's in town. Michael's Art Supply, I guess they call it. And this is what they call onyx. And hopefully I wonder if I just need to do something like this. It's more purple than black. Huh. Well, let's see how that goes. I do have India ink if I'm not happy with this guy, which I probably should have gone with first, but we'll get this applied and see how it turns out. Might be something really cool, who knows. And I'm probably going to use up all the dye. So my first step after doing this is to sand this back, so that's all that's left in the features and the I don't know if you want to call them imperfections, but just the little features that come with the wood. And then we'll go over it with a different color. We just want the black, or in this case, well, they call it onyx. It looks a little more purple to me. But using alcohol dye, the grain itself isn't going to come up like with a water-based dye. Might raise the grain. You know what, why don't we just take that off of there. That will definitely go into the end grain. Ooh. There we go. Make sure it's fairly even. Not sure that that matters a whole lot, but it might. There. Boy, you're just a stubborn little spot. There you go. So these alcohol dyes weren't all that expensive, although I cannot remember the price right now. They weren't all that expensive. Although I think I will put a little bit more over here. Okay, so I think I will try the first step. I've got two ideas. I either sand it away or I scrape it. And I'm going to try, and that's Cindy Drozda. That's where I got one set of instructions. She suggests scraping. I don't know if sanding would work too. I just want it to be down in the, and it will be down in all that end grain and then in the curl too, I hope, in theory, anyway. And that scraper is not going to work. You know what I think? No, let's come on, get over there. I don't know, man. I think, you know what? Let's try sanding first. Let's see what that does. I'm curious. So we'll start off with 320. Because the idea isn't to get rid of all the color, right? It's just to leave it in the... It's a highlight. So let's grab... And I'm staining my lathe. Oh no. Good thing that'll come off all right. Being facetious, I'm not worried. It'll clean up fine. All right, here we go. Sure looks purple to me. Okay, so scraping is going to be the way to go. Pretty sure. Yep. So that's what we will do. I will... I don't know if I need to reapply it. You know, I think I probably better, just to be sure. Just to be sure that it actually does get into the places it needs to get into. It's really getting into that figure, though. That's cool. Okay. Get rid of that guy. This back, and the gloves, and I don't need the mask since I'm going to be scraping. Hello, Onyx, my old friend. I'm here to apply you again. So I think what I will do actually is I'll use my radiused skew as a negative rake scraper. And we'll deal with it that way. Although I guess my round nose scraper would probably work too, but it won't get right into the corners there. There we go. So now we are recovered. Yeah, I think that this might really pop. That's the hope, anyway. Okay, remove the gloves. And we'll go with the radius skew. Since I've got curved edges, I'll put the straights, I'll put the straight edge negative grade scraper away. She's sharp but no burr. Oh, and then I got to do this guy. All right, let's see. Set it right there. About there. And I think for now that works right there. Need a little bit more of a burr than what I've got. I'm going to do it on this side. Swung around enough. I can. Very cool. I'm going to bring the light over to this side. I guess I need to be that close. Interesting. does that look? See, that's weird. It's very strange. Okay. It's just really weird why right there it gets all blotchy. That's very strange. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and sand it anyway. That's a bummer. I mean, there's a nice surface, but I'm not able to get that. I mean, that has to be like slightly lower in that whole section than everything else, but that doesn't make sense. So I don't know why it's not coming out very well, but we'll go to sanding, and I think we'll play around with that. It's not I mean, it is staying in the grain there, but yeah, dang it. Alright, well, we tried, that didn't pan out, so we'll get rid of the skew. And we will go back to using a sander. And not only that, looks like one more time I'm going to have to add this dye. And hopefully I have enough left to work with. Yeah, that's a bummer. That really is a bummer. I was kind of hoping the scraping would work. But, you know, on this piece it's not working. It could be also, I mean, getting some flex. It is a very hard piece of wood, but getting some flex out of it, so that may be why this location here, I mean, it's not chattery. It's not like there's a couple of places, you know, around the outside. It's just that one spot. That's alright, this won't take long, and it's alcohol dye, so it'll dry really fast. I don't have to worry about raising the grain with a water-based dye. Ooh. So my little tube here is getting a little plugged up, but it might be the solids in the bottom here are coming down through the nozzle. Huh? Well, look at that. I had just enough. Just enough. So that black is all gone. Next go around will be with India ink, if there's another go around with that. Okay, let's see. I think I will take that. Will they use 220 on it? Maybe. Get my little mask out. And then I'll hit it with the 320. And we'll see how that does. Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed, man. Kind of disappointed. Alright, let's see what happens when we apply other colors here in a sec. That's the wrong grit. Okay. I was kind of hoping. Oh, I guess I need the mask at the moment. Wow, man, I cannot believe how many people showed up to try to get me to pay for viewers. Interesting. Okay, let's see. With the brass, I think I will go with, let's get some gloves on first. Come on. Let's see, I think I'll do a little red first. I think that's red. I bought these a while ago. It's been quite a while actually, and you can see that in storage some of them have exploded a little bit. Boy, that's almost blood red. Wow. I like it. You know, this might turn out to be really interesting anyway. I'm starting to get, you know, a little, well, disappointed, definitely. A little worried that I'd have to do something drastic. Like turn the whole entire surface again, which would be quite the pain. Doable, but pain in the butt. Okay, so we got a little red happening there. We'll let that dry. And we'll sand it again. Then we'll go with orange and then maybe yellow. All right. Yeah, this may work out just fine. I may be worried over nothing. Whoops. Not a huge fan of pants because I have testicles. That's almost blood. That's kind of cool looking though. You know, maybe it'll be just fine. Maybe my vision is at least of the color issue. Was not accurate in my head. But this is the first time I've done this, so we're finding out. of blotchy in some spots. Okay, now we go for orange. What a trip. Okay, orange, orange, orange. So I'd love to be able to talk to you while I'm sanding, but I've got that mask over my face. Try diluting the dye with alcohol. Or wetting the towel for wiping. Yes, that is. You know what? I will try that. Thank you. I will try that right now. My apologies for my prolonged absence. I had to go down to the basement to get this stuff. All right. Stay put. Well, that didn't work out well, did it? So I have some 99.9 percentages. Huh. And then I'll hit the die again. That may actually... Okay, red dye. Playing with chemicals in the laboratory. Whoops, hey, get back here. Sit still. Huh, that might do it. Let's let that dry for a minute. Thanks, Joe. Thank you very much. Okay, that piece of adhesive is trash. The mask of shame. I need the mask of shame. Okay. Huh. Well, interesting. We're going for orange next. Alrighty. Let's see, how about a dark orange? Ooh, hope I don't get that in there. That would be bad. Okay. Hey, back here. Come on. And we'll sand this off a little bit. And then some yellow. It's almost like doing Easter eggs, man. Almost. And on the other hand, if there was any water left in this wood, I'm pretty sure it's been driven out by now. I mean, it's interesting. This is what bothers me the most, is those black splotches. Okay, let's go with well, I have definitely sanded this surface a lot. Okay. I almost turned it sort of greenish, but that's just not what I was hoping for. Let's see, how about, I think what I will do, I could stick with that, maybe. Probably need to poke a hole in this one. That might be a little dark. I'm going to go with this guy. And we will see how it turns out. I'm going to use a little bit of blue. And then sand and buff it. Whoops. Oh, come on. Of course. And I'll have to get another towel. Not the color combination I was going for, but I'm thinking it's probably not going to be bad. Cap for that guy. Move you aside. Huh. Not quite dry. Well, it's going to be interesting anyway. I am sorely tempted. So since I'm sorely tempted, and add a little bit of green. Just a little bit. Turquoise. Okay, turquoise then. yeah, this might wind up being okay. Yeah, I'll go with that. We will go with that. So we'll give it some time. Looks like it's 11:30, so nonverbal communication by glove. I would skip the last sanding. Yeah, I'm thinking too. I'm going to let it dry, and then I'm going to buff it. Tonight, I think, let me blow that off. There we go. Now that it is, did that work any? Okay. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there for now. I know that when I turn the lid, I can use the same colors and get something similar to that. That is kind of, I think it's going to be interesting looking. We'll see once it's actually buffed. But I've definitely hit that surface with the abrasive a number of times. It should be very, very smooth. And I'm not seeing any like sanding marks, so that is a huge bonus, because I know the dye will just go right in there and find that stuff and highlight it for me. Okay, so we're going to call that an evening. Thank you very much for joining me. My name is Dave. I am a woodturner. I started this channel to become a better teacher, a better demonstrator, to help other turners of whatever skill level become better turners themselves. At the same time, becoming a better turner myself. The more I repeat things in my head and out loud, the more it sinks it in for me. And I really do enjoy teaching. For me, it's a blast. I really like it. Anyway, I started turning as therapy for PTSD. I found out I had a knack for it, and now I'm just kind of exploring all kinds of little niches and nooks and crannies, and really enjoying the exploration. So I want to thank you very much for joining me this evening. It was kind of an interesting chat experience. I had, I don't know, man, several handfuls of, oh, Wiley Smiley Kylie says, thanks, Dave. You're very, very welcome. Thanks for hanging out, man. Yeah, thank you. So I think I'll let it dry, and then tomorrow, I will buff this tomorrow, and I will do it, I'll do it live. We'll see how it comes out. I think that with the buffing and then maybe some carnauba wax over the top, we'll see what happens when we get the first couple of buffs done and out of the way. But I don't know, man. I think it might be okay. So, if you haven't already, those of us that are still here, if you haven't already, please follow the channel. Every follower helps the channel grow, helps me reach more people, and I appreciate the support. Thank you again for joining me this evening. I will be back tomorrow night, 8 to 11, even though we went to 11:30 this evening. 8 to 11, and I hope you'll be able to join me. If not, I'll see you next week. I hope you stay friendly. Hope you enjoy the rest of your evening and into your weekend, and I'll see you next time. Turning with Dave. Thank you.